Cub Swanson, Fili, UFC 303. Aren't you supposed to always keep your hands up? Why the heck does Cub Swanson always keep his hands down? So right away, and this is pretty common with a lot of MMA fighters, but I feel like Cub Swanson takes it to an extreme. His hands are way down, bro, like in the middle of his thigh, like they're just hanging. There's not even a bend in the elbow on this front arm. Super low, super low. So we can see here that when he's on the outside, he's super relaxed and he's bringing his hands down. But when Fili does press him, he'll bring him up like that to try to guard the higher lines of attack. Low, 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 low. And then watch, yeah, it gets pressed up and then back down again. This is way less energy than keeping your hands up all the time. However, it makes it way harder to block punches, which can be like a complete detriment to your career and health. So here's the thing about having your hands low, and everybody always says this, it's not really new information. Having your hands low makes the punches harder to see, because if my hands are up here, they're right in your field of view and you can see what's happening. But if my hands are down here, right, you can do things like Cub's about to do here, pull and bang, right? Even if the guy doesn't throw anything, you can just pull nothing. The pull acts as a feint. And he comes back with the lead right hand, right? Hand super low, and up, bang, bang, and then rolls under right away. Okay, so here's why your coach tells you to always keep your hands up. Okay, look, hands are way down, right? Long range. He's like, oh, I can't get hit. This is long range. You can't punch me from here. But then, clap, bang, big, huge head kick. Gets right through. Your arms aren't all the way up there, right? It's easy for them to just catch you slipping and come over it. When you keep your hands down, you have to have crazy reaction speed. And the reaction speed, even if you're one of those type of people that's fast twitch and has a really, really sensitive nervous system to perceive things and react quickly, over time, that reaction time is going to get much shorter, and then it's going to be more important to have a blocking system. So even if you are going to employ a method like this, you better make sure you still have a blocking system that you can go to if you become too tired to just be able to pull and slip everything. That was a nice head kick. Clean. You don't want to take those all night. Cub Swanson doesn't always keep his hands down. You can see here that when he gets really close in the pocket, it'll actually take a very, very high guard. He shifts into the pocket off the right hand, and now hand super high, which is good because he was about to get countered with the left hook if he didn't have it up. And now he's able to throw another combination before exiting. Boom, up, bang, bang, and then out. Right, so that's a really important concept. You want to have different defenses depending on the amount of distance that you have. Right, it's okay to have your hands in a more relaxed position when you're far away, although you still got to watch for the head kick like we saw. But the closer you get, if you get really close to the person, right before you grab them, you really want your hands up high, because you don't have any time when you're that close to the person to see a punch coming, and one can end you. Okay, so here's what I think is the real reason that Cub likes to carry his hands low. It's easy to stop the takedown. If somebody is shooting a double leg or a single leg on you and you already have your hands down by your knees, it's going to be real difficult for them to finish that double leg if you have double underhooks. Cub blitzes in, right? You can see Fili is going to change level and enter into what he wants to be a double. But Cub already has those underhooks under, and he's just pulling them up off the legs. You can't shoot through double underhooks. At least if you can, I sure don't know how. And it doesn't seem like it works at all at a high level. See, so now Cub has double underhooks, which gives him a very dominant position. So hard to take people down with double overhooks. By comparison, unless you're like a very elite judoka or Greco-Roman wrestler also would have good answers. This is a beautiful combination, the 3-2. Cub does a really good job here. Opponent is drifting this direction, and he's going to leap in and hit him with a hook that's going to send him even more in that direction. Bang, right into the cross. Okay, this is a nasty shot. Here we go, leap in. Gazelle hook, nice and long. guide the person this way. They were already going that way, so you're just going to make him go more that way. Go over there. Bang! Dead with the right hand. Bang! Man, just rocked him. Super sick. I'm a big Cub fan. Anybody that has metal in their face, I'm a fan. Look at this shape. If you're on the wall and you're in Andre Fili's position and your opponent is in this shape with that bent over top posture like that, launch them. Launch them. You could launch them with Harai Goshi. You could launch them with Taiotoshi, right? You might be able to launch them with Uchimata. Do not make that shape with your buddy. I really wanted to outline how useful it can be to drop your hands in order to defend takedowns, just as a hack. And you can see again here, right? Like Fili got caught, went under the hook that Swanson was throwing and shot into the double, and still Cub Swanson was able to get both the underhooks in. Like, they're really not that big. Your arm isn't very big, right? So it's going to be pretty easy to just thread that needle. Not like it's impossible for them to take you down, but make it way harder. Way harder. Also, having your hands down, you can see Cub Swanson slipping on the way in a lot. It's way easier to slip if you have your hands down. Way easier. You're way more balanced, right? If I can do this, I'm going to be way more balanced than if I'm doing this, right? But there's an obvious cost. If I put my head like this unprotected, something else is coming the other direction, man. It's a double impact. So my rule is keep the outside hand up like that. If I'm going that way, this hand is up. If I'm going that way, this hand is up. Cub's just kind of doing this, juking and jiving, which can be great until it's not. Most people find it hard to pressure like this with like earmuffs on. Cub Swanson is just walking him down with his hands low, right? But that's that years of experience, right? So don't show this to your coach and be like, oh, see, I don't have to put my hands up. Cub does it. He probably didn't learn like that. Over time, you can start learning to break rules, but for now, don't be like Cub. This dude's crazy. I wonder why Cub doesn't jab. He literally doesn't throw any jabs. He'll throw left hook, he'll throw right hand, he'll throw uppercut, but he will not throw a jab. This is a good fight, man. This is a really good fight. I wanted to highlight a bit on this channel just because I thought it was a really good scrap. Yeah, he's breaking some very foundational rules in here, and so I wanted to highlight a bit of like why he would do that and what the possible risks could be. Also, what do you gain from doing that? Because it's always like that. It's not really something wrong or right. It's like, okay, what do you get? What do you lose? Every single move has a downside, right? So it's just understanding what those are and picking your poison, right? Because you got to choose something. You got to do something. The worst decision you could ever make is to do absolutely nothing. Okay, so I hope that was valuable for you. I hope you guys learned something about how to use double underhooks and hands down position in order to stop takedowns and light the guys up with shots that they don't see coming. Okay, just make sure that if you get exploited, you also have a blocking system, right? If one system fails, there should be other systems that can then move in and occupy the battlefield. As always, guys, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get all of our stuff right when it comes out. Peace.